Hi, I'm Kristen Horler, and welcome to our Mom Strong Entrepreneurial Network, where we share with you every week our tips on fitness, business, and nutrition for moms. So as we're wrapping up the year, I wanted to share with you some of my favorite books. I have always struggled with opening the pages of books and really getting into reading, and then in the past couple of years I was just finishing up graduate school and I had to read constantly. I had piles and piles of books sitting next to my bed and my nightstand, so I was always having to do a tremendous amount of reading for grad school, and that was when I finally embraced audiobooks. So I have an account, a monthly subscription with audible.com, and I absolutely love it. I've now gotten in the habit of reading, or I should say listening to one book a month. I do have to admit the last 8 weeks I have not been reading quite at the rate that I was before, and that's because I've really discovered a couple of podcasts that I'm really inspired by, and they're 20 minutes long, nice and short, so I can get through them pretty quickly and have that, sense of accomplishment and feeling inspired to start my day. So I want to share with you my Audible account and my top 10 book picks for 2017. One of my favorite books from this past year is Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. You may have seen my video on how we moved to the envelope system, and I live on a zero-based cash budget. So it actually stemmed from starting to read some of Dave Ramsey's books and listening and learning to the tools that he has recommended. My second book recommendation is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. I actually listened to this book and then I listened to it again, and then I spent an entire month just thinking about this process, because I knew that if I was going to start on this process, I was going to have to completely follow through with it. So I didn't want to go at it half-ass and not necessarily commit my full self and effort to this. So it took me probably 3 months before I finally ripped that Band-Aid off and started to get to work to tidying up. And it's been almost a year. January will be 1 year. It is definitely time for me to read that book again, because as I look around, I'm starting to see little bits of clutter pile up, some clothes that it might be time to purge again. But I would encourage you, read through the entire book before you make any decisions about tidying up. The third book recommendation that I have for you is called Food Politics, and it is by Marion Nestle. This is actually one of the last books we read as I was finishing up graduate school, where I earned my master's degree in nutrition, and life-changing to read this book. So if you're passionate about food, concerned about where our food is coming from, or if you're interested at all about nutrition, I would highly recommend Food Politics. My fourth book recommendation is Positive Intelligence. One of my leadership coaches recommended this book to me, and although the author is a little bit challenging to listen to, the message is wonderful. And if you struggle at all with self-confidence or self-defeating thoughts, which most of us do, myself included, I would highly recommend reading Positive Intelligence. My fifth recommendation is Essentialism by Greg McKeown. I think I butchered his name. Essentialism is an essential book. Trust me. My sixth recommendation is GoPro. If you are involved in any type of direct sales or network marketing business, you definitely want to read GoPro by Eric Worre. My seventh book recommendation is Delivering Happiness, and this is written by the CEO of Zappos, Tony Hsieh. I highly recommend reading Delivering Happiness. My eighth book recommendation is Mindset by Carol Dweck. This is a fantastic book, especially for all of you moms out there that really struggle with the words that might be coming out of our mouths as we speak to our children. So it's really started to shift the way that I speak to my children, instead of really those patterns that so many of us fall into from our own childhood and maybe the way that our parents spoke to us. So Mindset by Carol Dweck. My 9th book recommendation for the year is Start With Why by Simon Sinek. This book was life-changing for me as an entrepreneurial mom and has really helped me to shift my focus so that everything I'm doing, I start with the question of why am I doing this? What is the purpose of this? Whether it's doing a video for our YouTube subscribers or it is something related to my work, I always want to start with this concept of why. What is the purpose in what I'm doing? So I definitely recommend Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And my 10th book recommendation for the coming year is Jim Collins' Good to Great. This was one of the very first leadership books I read when I was starting my journey into reading and learning more on a monthly basis. And I've read this book 3 times now. I'm ready to read it for a 4th time. This is applicable to anyone, whether you're a business owner or a school bus driver. It really doesn't matter what it is you do, but it helps a lot to find that purpose in what it is that you're doing. And Good to Great. So those are my top 10 book recommendations for 2017. I hope you get a few of them in your Audible library or order the hard copy off of Amazon. And you can click our link below for more information on getting your own Audible account set up. And remember to subscribe to our channel for regular updates on fitness, nutrition, and business for moms. Have a great day.